What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the Straight Facts and Match Experience. I'm your host, Straight Facts and Match, and I'm back with another video. I hope y'all are doing good. I'm doing great. I have no complaints. I just like to say I thank you guys for taking time out your day. Listen to what I say. You guys are appreciated. You are greatly appreciated. I do appreciate you guys for liking the content, and dropping the comments down below. And, if you have shared my videos, I do appreciate it. I do appreciate the support. Just know that. So I wanted to get on here and I wanted to talk about Jasmine. So Jasmine uploaded this video yesterday. She seems to be behind on her videos, so she just now recently uploaded them. She always picks and chooses when she wants to upload certain content because it fuels whatever it is that she's trying to do as far as like a money grab, or she's going to come up with a sob story to sell her subscribers so they can feel sorry for her, whatever the case may be, or use her children to try to gain some type of monetary, by saying, oh, I just want Kaylin to pass her test. Oh, it means so much to me. I just want her to pass her test. It's very important that she gets a good night's sleep and that she goes to bed so she can have her test. You know what, Jasmine? You know what? It's the shade of it all. Your kids could be going to school every day and you can see to it they go off to school because you don't want them there with you anyway. So you're going to make sure your kids go to school. You're going to make sure you don't keep your kids at home because you don't want to be bothered with them. So I don't know if that's type of shade towards your ex-best friend or whatever to try to put it on thick that you really care about your kids taking a test and getting a good breakfast and you sending them off to school and all of that. Girl, bye. Let's just be very clear as to what you be doing. These little tactics that you got going on, honey, I see straight through them. However, it doesn't even matter. I hope she did pass her test. I hope she did great. I hope she did very good on her test. I hope she passed it with flying colors. But you know what? When you put that extra fakeness on there, it's very awkward. It's not genuine. Like, oh, I just want her to pass her test. I want her to have a good breakfast. But you didn't even care enough for that girl eyesight when she was damn near going blind and couldn't see. It took you forever to get her some glasses. I guess the teacher had to pull you to the side and say something to you verbally in order for you to get that girl some glasses, because I know for a fact that she had been telling you that she could not see the chalkboard or she couldn't see. But yet you had excuses as to why you couldn't get your child prescription glasses. Oh, I was just diagnosed with preeclampsia. Oh, I was dealing with pregnancy. Like, okay, bitch, let me tell you something. You have other children. So it doesn't matter if you're pregnant or not. It doesn't matter. If you're pregnant or not, you have other children to tend to. You have other responsibilities. Your responsibilities don't stop just because you gotten pregnant. It does not matter. You still have to be a mother to your other children. So that means if your child is in need of something and you know that, you see to it that you get that. It didn't make any sense that you prolonged her getting her glasses and she could not see the whole entire time. And then you went so far as to say, oh, she broke her glasses. And, you got on her try to indirectly draw bag about that. Talking about how you had to go replace her glasses. Well, that's a part of her having glasses. If she breaks them, mother, you have to go purchase her some more. It's your responsibility. You be acting as if like you don't know that these things are your responsibility and that you are the one that's supposed to take care of the bill when your kids need things. It's not up to your subscribers. It's not up to them at all. It's not up to your mother at all. It's up to you and the father. Okay, period. That's who it's up to. But you seem to not know that. You don't comprehend that, or I don't know what it is. The slow thinking in your mind. Like I told you, I do believe that you need a caregiver. You need somebody to watch over you because the decisions that you make are piss poor. You don't know how to make good decisions. You don't have good discernment. You don't know that man in your house is not into you, don't love you, don't care for you, don't respect you. Because if he did, he wouldn't be putting so much on you, and then you wouldn't be so lean and be talking about I want to let him sleep because he works 2 jobs, as if like what you do at home is not a job. Being a stay-at-home mom is a job as well because you have to tend to your kids. But if you ain't tending to your kids, I guess you don't see it as no job. You just see it as your ass being at home with some babies, just watching over them. And let me tell you something. I don't know if y'all are aware that Kaylin was not breathing when she was born. They had to actually get her to breathe because she wasn't breathing for like 6 minutes. So she had no oxygen to her brain. And I guarantee you that this broad didn't try to follow with no doctors or nothing in regards to that girl's in her situation. You know how she don't like to take her kids to the doctor because she don't like to answer a lot of questions. She always complain about, oh, I had to answer a whole lot of questions, and the things that she don't want to answer that she knows she have to lie about, she tries to avoid. That's why those kids don't have regular doctor's appointments and things like that. She just picks and chooses when she wants to take them to the doctor, or they have to be on their last leg, or their last arm, or their eyeball have to be hanging out of the socket in order for her to take their asses to the hospital or to the doctor. That's the only way she's going to go. She has to be pushed to do the things that she's supposed to do. And that's past piss poor. She's pathetic. Then you have these enablers talking about how much of a good mom she is. No, she's not. No, she's not. No, she's not. She's doing the bare minimum for her children, and she thinks that that's being, no, she's not. By not seeing that your kids get the needs that you're meeting their kids' needs, that don't make you no good parent. You have to make sure you're meeting your kids' needs. They're dependent on you. You have a 9-year-old, a 6-year-old, 4-year-olds, and then you have a 6-month-old child. Like, come on now. How many more kids do you need in order for you to get it? I mean, damn, you got 5 kids and you in your 30s, girl. You ain't no 18, 17, 16, 15-year-old. You are 31, about to be 32. You don't need to be ever thinking about having no more children because you can't even do for the ones that you have. You can't even see to it that you meet their needs. So how the hell are you going to have another child? Then you got Legendary sitting off in that seat. He can't even hold his damn head up. And you sit up there talking about he know how to hold his bottle. I haven't seen him hold his bottle. But you said that he know how to hold his bottle, but he can't even hold his head up. He was struggling. Now, how the hell would you feel if your nostrils was the reason why you couldn't hold your head up and your head was just laying back like that and you couldn't hold your head up? That boy could not hold his head up, and I know you could see that shit. He couldn't hold his head up for nothing. He could not hold his head. He had no type of head support. And that's why that woman told you that his neck have that tightness in it. Because for one, when they told you to do those exercises, you wasn't trying to do no exercises with that boy's neck. You let his neck be however it was, and you let it remain that way. That's why when you took him to that doctor, it was to the point to where it was too tight. And that's what she told you, that he was going to need some physical therapy for that, because you was not doing the exercises that they told you to do when it came to his neck, to his head, period. And you know you weren't. That is neglect. That's negligence. He's not holding his head up. He's barely even responding to any type of anything around him. You blowing bubbles in his face. Usually babies, they see anything that's floating around them or whatever, they be trying to grab, they be kicking. He was just sitting there. No movement whatsoever. Barely even trying. He couldn't even barely move his head. And you talking about he chilling? Bitch, what kind of chilling is that? He was in pain. He can't talk. Bitch, he couldn't even hold his head up. He couldn't even support his head up. His head is too heavy on his body. He's sitting up there trying to hold his head up. And he's 6 months. He's supposed to be holding his head up, but he's not. You know what? Listen, you are in for a special treat because, see, that baby daddy that you got, he not going to let the shit that you doing slide. He gonna make you do whatever it is when it comes to his child. Or you going to see him not be around anymore. You going to see him disappear on your ass like he've already done did. Apparently, you talking about, so you got to take your mama to a procedure. You done said that this boy works overnight. He works in the afternoon and overnight, and that you have to, that you have to wake him up. Talking about, it's 1:47. I have to go wake him up in a little bit. So come on now. The other day you said that he was at work. It was during the day. You just like, I don't know if listen. Something is wrong with you. I ain't gonna say I don't know if something is very wrong with you. Because you go from, oh, he's at work during the day to, oh, he works in the afternoon, at night, and overnight. Oh, he sleep during the morning, but I have to take all 3 of my kids with me. Okay, bitch, they're your kids. So why are you complaining about that? They are your kids. So it does not matter if you have to take your mama to a procedure with 3 kids. You signed up for that. You voluntarily laid down, spread your legs, and carried those children and brought them off into this world. So it does not matter that you have to travel with 3 kids. It does not matter whatsoever. It does not matter. When I was helping my mother with my grandmother, when she was sick and had to take her to doctor's appointments and stuff like that, I traveled with my sons. I traveled with my oldest boy at that time because he was only one here at that time. So yeah, I would travel back and forth with my grandma to the doctor's appointments, to the store, wherever she needed for me to take her, so that I could help my mother. And I didn't complain or nothing about that, because it was to help my grandmother, and it was also to help my mother take the strain off of her. So what are you complaining about? If you got to take them with you, got to take them with you. That's a part of being a mother. And you talking about being a whole, you want a whole nother baby, but yeah, you complaining about the little three ones that you have right now, the ones that you really gonna be struggling with for real, because you ain't trying to get the help that they need all the way. You're partially getting them evaluated and shit because you don't want to have to take the time out to go take them here, there, and everywhere to get the help that they need. Just like you was complaining about the long hour drive to get to the place to where you had to go get the baby's head checked, and then how you gonna have to keep doing it every week to get his head shaped. Like, you got so many complaints and so many this and so many that. You're always depressed. You're always stressed. You're a poor piss mother. Period. You don't want to do what you're supposed to do, so therefore you need to get those tubes tied immediately, ASAP. No more children for you. Like, seriously, you complain about the ones that you got. You got all of these issues, all of these problems. You have to be on a schedule in order for you to get up and do that, this, that, and the third. But you ain't got to be on no schedule to do anything when it pertains to Chris, right? When it pertains to Chris, you can do whatever it is that you need to, but when it comes to your children, oh, you fail at that tremendously, and that's sad as hell. It makes absolutely no sense that man is able to get your undivided attention, but when it comes to your children, they can't get shit from you. And then you want to talk about those LED lights or whatever those lights, those blinking, flashing lights. Oh, I don't know where the remote is at. So basically, those lights are flashing on 24/7 while your children are locked off in their room when you want them to be quiet because you don't want them to wake up legendary. That makes absolutely no sense. I'm like, oh, I think I have another LED light. I think I have another LED light remote, but I don't know where it is. Like, yeah, what the hell? What you mean you don't know where it's at? So you mean tell me there's no other way to turn off those lights but by a remote? Girl, listen here. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, it makes absolutely no sense. But if it makes sense to y'all, then hey, I just don't know what to say. If you look at some of her subscribers, you can tell that they are just like her. They probably have the same amount of kids or more than her. And they don't see anything wrong with her behaviors because they have the same behaviors going on in their lives as well. And I'm trying to tell y'all, man, the kids are supposed to be our future. But damn, look at these piss poor mothers out here. It's not just deadbeat fathers. It's piss poor mothers out here as well. As you can see, they're on the internet exploiting their children for chump change. These bitches don't have no type of plan in sight for the next 5 to 10 years, but be on YouTube exploiting their kids, getting evictions and moving bums off into their homes. And it makes absolutely no sense. But if that's what y'all want to continue to support, then guess what? I'm gonna keep on watching to react. And that's just what I'm gonna do, because this don't make no sense. Like, we have to bring awareness to this. You want to talk about somebody uplifting somebody? Well, guess what? There's no uplifting over here until you decide to uplift yourself. And I mean that. Like, you have to be wanting to uplift yourself and do right by your kids and do what you're supposed to do if you want somebody to give you some good feedback. Because I'm not going to kiss your ass and give you what you want. I tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear.